this year we are celebrating 3 milestones in the history of our country. 2021 is the Golden Jubilee anniversary of Bangladesh's independence, and the 50th anniversary of this epic speech that we would be discussing today. We are also celebrating the 100th birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to pay my homage to the father of the nation and convey our profound love and gratitude to him. His selfless, lifelong struggle and visionary leadership gave us an independent country we proudly call home, Bangladesh. Before proceeding further, I would like to invite you to watch a video message from the Honorable Foreign Minister of Bangladesh, Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen.
50 years ago, on 7th March 1971, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman rose to the podium for one last time in the United Pakistan. Bangabandhu spoke extempore before a gathering of 1 million people for about 19 minutes, in which I had the privilege to attend. In this short speech, Bangabandhu eloquently delineated how the occupation forces have deprived the Bengalis of their political, economic, and cultural and social rights. In 2017, the UNESCO inscribed his 7th March speech in the memory of the World International Register, and in 2019 decided to jointly celebrate the birth centenary of Bangabandhu with us. Last year, UNESCO introduced an international award in his name in the field of creative economy. These are indeed most befitting tribute to the life and legacy of this great man, and I thank UNESCO for that. Bangabandhu and Bangladesh are inseparable. Had there been no Bangabandhu, there would be no Bangladesh. The 7th March speech had not only united the people for singular cause of independence, it shaped the future architecture of the country.
We are really commemorating a speech, as you said, but actually a leader that incarnates very well the vision of UNESCO. The importance of the speech of Sheikh Mujibur is much broader, of course, and his work and legacy are interwoven with many of UNESCO's missions. The speech is particularly significant for youth everywhere, and we honor this heritage through the UNESCO Bangladesh Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman International Prize for the Creative Economy. And thanks to this, the support of the government of Bangladesh, this prize will contribute directly to UNESCO's global priority on gender equality and UNESCO's operational strategy for youth. It will reward remarkable initiatives that promote the engagement of youth people, and in particularly women, migrant and diaspora communities in the cultural and creative societies. So if I may close, we were invited to celebrate with Bangladesh this very important speech. I have to say that this speech, it has become also so important for UNESCO itself. So
as we all know, this is the Zoom event is part of the worldwide celebrations of the 100th birth anniversary of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And let us pause for a minute to think, who could have foreseen on the day of his birth what a decisive role he would go on to play in history? Now, let us also remember that this speech reflects not only the highly, highly influential words of a leader who is not only regarded as the father of Bangladesh, but the expression of a person who endured repeated imprisonment as well as exile as part of his fight against ethnic, linguistic, and institutional discrimination. A key aspect of the Memory of the World Register is the need for items of documentary heritage inscribed therein to receive the widest dissemination possible. It has been noted that the speech has been translated into all 6 official languages of UNESCO, but actually the total is 14 languages, and this is testimony to the relevance of the speech as a significant document of Bangladesh's history, relevant to the wider world.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the historic 7th March speech was a watershed one in the political evolution of the Bengali people. The speech gave out a clear vision for this people. Let me shed light on the basic contents of the speech. The 7th March speech, as delivered, had 5 specific items. First, the recounting of the historical circumstances leading up to the speech. Second, the 4 preconditions for the resolution of political standoff. Third, an equivocal declaration of independence and the call for an armed struggle with necessary instructions for the people. Fourth, although not parts of the speech, the directives given following the speech appeared to be corroborated. Fifth, the speech, although not a direct declaration for independence, was certainly an unambiguous pronouncement for Didar East Pakistan's virtual autonomy. As it was, he was short and crisp, not long and languid. He said what he had to or what his audience wished to hear in a remarkably short speech. The speech, if not a direct UDI, and even if an effective declaration of independence in a roundabout way, was certainly an outright declaration of de facto autonomy as a prelude to de jure independence. Moreover, in intent, purport, and impact, immediate and far-reaching, national and international, the speech was not merely speech, but as I consider an oration. It was Shakespeare who put in the mouth of Julius Caesar the words, quote, to stir men's blood, I always speak right on, unquote. Indeed, as Bangabandhu finished speaking and departed, the disassembled audience truly felt the flowing blood in the veins which had been stirred by this speech. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, this was a clear roadmap for the Bengali people.
Among all the great leaders from South Asia, such as Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Subhash Chandra Bose, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman stands out as the master of incomparable eloquence. His eloquence is that of a democrat leader who believes in persuading public opinion through arguments, reason, truth, calm, as opposed to the belching and lies of the dictators, of whom we all have remembrance of sinister memories, especially in 20th century European history. When we listen to the recording of the speech of 7th March, even for those who do not understand Bengali language, we can only be sensitive to the warmth of Bangabandhu's voice, which sounds quiet, powerful, which seems to speak to each of the members of his audience with the same benevolent attention. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is a clear, righteous, logical mind. The purpose of his political and public life is clear, the dignity and freedom of his people. Everything in his life is subordinated to this goal, which goes beyond his personal and individual life. This goal is pursued in the love of his people and his own family. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's words, therefore, go straight to the point. They sound true. He is a man whose personal life and political commitment are a perfect match.
As the nomination was associated with audiovisual materials, I was designated to do the first evaluation of the speech. And with no hesitation, me and the committee will recommend it to the International Advisory Committee for Inclusion in the MO register. What significance and historical importance? For the MO program, the significance of the documentary heritage should not be only of national or regional scope. The documentary heritage should also have world significance. Speech of 7th March is a model of public speech art excellence. It is noticeable when listening the audio, looking at the edited film, which I have done again yesterday, and reading the transcript. Among the many formal qualities of the speech, it is worth mentioning the spontaneity of the speech. The Bangabandhu was not reading a prepared text, the rigorous voice, strong intonation, articulation, the easy language, he used simple words, the conversational tone, the human approach for the people. And it starts with Brothers of Mine, as everyone knows, the art of questioning, engaging the audience, the strong and very clear argumentation, step by step, and in the end, the respect and courtesy for his enemies. I would like to mention another historical speech which has been also included in the Memory of the World Register. It is the appeal of 18 June 1940, launched by General de Gaulle.
This speech, as the British Prime Minister once upon a time, Edward Heath, suggested that this speech remains a symbol of inspiration for all the oppressed people. So I think this speech was not only meant for the Bengali audience, but the audience across the world. In that context, this speech does have a world significance.
Some people in the world who are oppressed, who don't enjoy freedom, who are deprived of freedom, of the capacity of decide their own destiny. And so I think it can be an inspiration for all the movements in the world, all the fights in the world, fights for freedom and dignity.
And my last word will be Joy Bangla.
Thank you, Madam
Joy
Santville. Joy Bangla.